Hi, I'm Natalie, fundraising coach at FPWR. In this 10-minute video, we're talking about the who, what, when, where, why, and how when it comes to fundraising. Let's jump in. Anyone can fundraise. I had zero fundraising experience before my son Evan was born. I knew I wanted to do something, but I was nervous. I was nervous to share his diagnosis openly. I was nervous to launch a campaign that might flop. And I was really nervous to ask people for money. It all felt way out of my comfort zone. But I launched a fundraising page with a short story about Evan's diagnosis and how it affected our family. I shared it on Facebook with his photo, and I was just blown away by the community who showed up for us. So what type of fundraiser are you looking for? At FPWR, you have a variety of fundraising options at your fingertips, but I do want to take a few minutes to share some real-life fundraisers with you. Endurance is a popular option for many fundraisers. The Ogilvy family fundraised in honor of their Ironman last year. John Lewis climbed Mount Kilimanjaro, and more recently, he hosted Ellathon, which was a 24-hour distance relay representing the number of days his daughter Ella had been in the NICU. Kayla and Barry Rainey summit a different mountain each year in honor of their nephew Nate. Anthony Lim completed the Dopey Challenge, which is over 48 miles in one weekend. Incredible. Claire McGinnis ran as many trails as she could in one day at the national park near her home. And I want to read a quote from her. She said, "I had initially thought I would not fundraise this year as I feel pretty maxed out time-wise, but I decided if I can dedicate just one day to it, that would be my contribution. Running is something I love doing, and I'll spam Facebook with photos for several hours to document my progress and hopefully encourage a few people to donate." And Claire raised over $3,000 for SYS research doing just that. Rajai Yüksel ran Brussels Half Marathon in honor of his daughter Lila last year. And then Ride for Research over here on the right-hand side is a current fundraiser led by Rebecca Noel. Just choose your route distance. Any cycling level is invited. Last year she had UK, Utah, and Chicago represented, and we'd love to have more in 2024. Brewery-style events are gaining in popularity at FPWR. The Blickleys, Headstroms, Bournes, Duns, Phillips families have all hosted one of these hip, laid-back, easygoing brewery fundraising events recently. And then Chicago has one coming up on May 11th, and Dallas has one coming up on May 19th. So if you're in those areas, check them out. Of course, golf outings are a classic fundraiser. We have Cadence Reed, Pars for Peyton, and Fighter Jet Classic. I had the pleasure of interviewing Jen Lee, who hosts Fighter Jet last year, and she made me laugh because she was like, "I don't know anything about golf. I'm not a golfer." And she's done it now for 10 years, so you don't necessarily have to be a golfer or know much about golf to be able to pull one of these off. I love Create Your Own. Create Your Own really shows that anything can be turned into a fundraiser. Whatever your interests are, hobbies, whatever you're up to, it can be turned into a fundraiser. The Harkin family hosts a crawfish boil each year. They invite folks via postcard with a QR code. Really easy, really laid back. Amy Avart hosts Pennies for PWS at the school where she teaches. Students dress up for $1 each, participate in field day challenges, and this fundraiser really showcases how small donations add up quickly because she usually raises about $5,000 at that fundraiser. Dee Rao hosted Aani's Hope virtual wine tasting party last fall. It was really successful and a lot of fun. Jared Payne is hosting Fast for the 15th this May. And he's encouraging folks to donate the $15 they may have spent on lunch to PWS Research on the 15th of May. And he's encouraging other people to participate. So if that sounds like something you'd like to plug into, let us know. We can help you. Garage sailing is maybe not quite as lucrative, but I personally love this one. I love purging. It's a great way for my family to make a large donation that we wouldn't otherwise be able to make. And it also gets momentum going on our One Small Step fundraising page. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. And then Hoops and Hunger is the Mayer family's March Madness Bracket Challenge. They just hosted their 10th year, so congratulations to them. Virtual fundraising is a great option. It's where I got my start. Mandy Kemp recently created a virtual fundraising page. She shared it on Facebook, and when I asked her about it, she said it was vulnerable, but 100% worth it. And I love that it can be as simple as that. Launch a page, share it on social, and make a big impact. FPWR-led fundraising include our annual art auction, which is where PWS and SYS artists submit art, which is then sold to the highest bidder. Team FPWR is where we recruit a team to run the New York City Marathon every November. And then Harvesting Hope is a distance challenge leading up to Thanksgiving. It's a lot of fun. We track mileage together via the Strava app, and anybody can do that. If any of these sound like a good fit for you, make sure you're subscribed to our newsletters and follow us on social so you can look for these when they pop up. One Small Step, my personal favorite. One Small Step is our walk series. It is accessible. It draws community. It emphasizes being active. It's a win-win-win in my book. We currently have 9 walks around the US. So if you have one near you, plug in. Even if you're just going as an attendee, it's a great way to get to know other families and get some steps in. And if you don't have a One Small Step near you, start one. If you have a park or a path near you, you can do it. We have the tools, resources, and staff support to help you get started. When is the right time to fundraise? It is always the right time to fundraise. No matter when you take action, it has significant impact. We have year-round fundraising opportunities for you to plug into. There is never a bad time to make a difference. Where to fundraise? I think the beauty of fundraising with FPWR is that you can launch an online campaign from your phone in just a few steps. You can create your own thing from a mountaintop, or you can plug into one of our existing programs. No matter your location or your comfort level, you can fundraise from anywhere. So why should you fundraise? Number one, it raises awareness. I think fundraising is one of the most powerful forms of advocacy. It increases understanding among our community. It paves the way for improved support systems, increased research funding, and ultimately a brighter future for PWS, which is what we all want. Number two, advance research. Money raised supports vital research, including 3 important clinical trials: ARD-101, a potential new treatment for hyperphagia; VNS for PWS, a new therapy to reduce outbursts; and PWS Smart Start, a behavior intervention for caregivers. These are just 3 of many. Number 3, empowerment. Being part of the solution brings about a sense of accomplishment and camaraderie between donors and other fundraisers. It's just a really rewarding experience. And another thing for me, it just feels good to know that I'm leaving a positive legacy, not only for my son with PWS, but for the generations that come after him as well. How to fundraise. There's no wrong way to do it, but I do want to go over some best practices. So number 1, make the first contribution. This shows your supporters you are committed, and it relieves any of those first to join the party jitters. Number 2, personalize your message. A photo and a few sentences from the heart go a long way. Number 3, who to ask and how. Think about friends, family, current former colleagues, classmates, groups you belong to, like volunteer, spiritual, social, hobby, recreational. And I always recommend using every avenue of communication that you have. Email, social media channels, text, print something to mail or hang in the break room. We can generate a QR code and a flyer for you if that's something you're interested in doing. Number 4, share often. According to GoFundMe analytics, fundraisers who shared 6 or more times in the first 3 days after launch raise, on average, 3 times more. The amount of email and social posts we can see daily can be really overwhelming. People get busy. They sometimes forget and tend to donate. Keep sharing. And then number 5, say thank you. One of my favorite ways to do this is to give donors a shout out on social media, which not only thanks your donors, but it also encourages others to donate without directly asking over and over again. I'll add one more bonus one in here, and that is believe that you can do it. Believe in yourself. Fundraising might feel awkward, and that's okay. Start small, start simple. Try not to overthink it. I know that's easier said than done, but if a shy introvert like me can do it, you can do it too. So the bottom line is you can do it. We can help. It can be grand. It could be simple. You can get creative, or you can plug into an existing program. You can raise $10 or $100,000. It all makes a difference. It all gets us closer to a full and independent life for those with PWS. We have tools and resources to make it easy. Tech support, staff support. The team at FPWR is not only here to help you, we are excited to help you. A few more things before I let you go. For every $1,000 you fundraise between now and June 1st, you'll be entered to win a pair of conference tickets. And thanks to a very generous donor, donations are being matched up to $150,000 starting May 1st in honor of PWS Awareness Month. Plus, we have a new fundraising toolkit specifically for Awareness Month. This toolkit includes copy-paste templates, graphics, inspo, etc. If there is a resource that isn't in here that you'd like to see, give me a shout. Thank you for joining me today. Happy fundraising.